Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Saida and today I'll be showing us how to take our basic bodice measurement making use of this dress form. And in taking this measurement, we'll be making use of centimeter, not inches. And while drafting our pattern, we'll also be making use of the Natalie Bray technique to draft our pattern. So if you want to draft if you want to take your measurements, we have centimeter at the back of our tape. On our tape we have centimeter at the back, and at the other parts we have inches, so we can take our measurements like that. So if you are used to taking your client's measurement in inches, not to worry, just keep taking your measurements in inches, and when you want to make your calculations or draft your pattern, you'd convert to centimeter. So now we have the basic bodice measurements that we take every day. We have the bust measurements, we have the under bust measurements, we have the waist measurements, we have the nape to bust, nape to under bust, nape to waist, we have the nipple to nipple, which is also known as bust point to bust point, and also our nape to waist is also known as front body length. So we have other things like back body length, front cross shoulder, back cross shoulder, armhole line, cross armhole line, front cross armhole line, neck circumference, and the likes. So let's start our measurement with our bust now. So when taking your bust measurement, make sure your tape is on the bust point of your client. Make sure the tape is on the bust point of your client, and make sure that it is not loose on your client, it is not too loose on your client. Make sure that it fits well on the client. So whatever you measure in centimeter, if you convert to inches, you will definitely still get whatever you add in inches before. So now let's move to our under bust. So your under bust is directly under your bust, and please, when taking your measurements, make sure that your client wears a firm bra before taking this measurement, so you get your accurate measurement. So also whatever you get in centimeter, you also get in inches. So this bias tape on the dress form represents our upper waist. We actually have two types of waist, the upper waist and the lower waist. The upper waist is directly above your belly button. That's the narrowest part of our torso. That's where the upper waist lies. So now we'll take our waist measurement, make sure that the waist also fits well on the client, make sure that it is not too loose on your client. So also when you take your measurements, you can also convert to inches. You see that we're going to get the same thing. So now we're going to move to our nape measurement. So what do we mean by nape? Nape is the highest point of our shoulder, directly after that our neckline. That's what we mean by nape, the highest point of your shoulder. So when you want to take your measurement, make sure the tape is on that highest point of your shoulder. We're not talking about the lowest point of the shoulder, we're talking about the highest point of the shoulder. So make sure that it is on that highest point of your shoulder, and you're going to make it from that highest point of your shoulder. You take it to your bust point. Let's zoom it in so that we'll see better. So from that highest point of our shoulder, we're going to hold our tape down. Please don't make that mistake, just hold it down. We're going to take it to our bust point. So when you take it to your bust point, you don't need to move your tape around, you don't need to take it and remove it and put it back. So from that our bust point, we take it to our under bust. From our under bust, we're going to take it to our waist also. So this our nape to waist, this is what I was telling us, that it is also what we call front body length. When we're drafting our pattern, I will explain all this better. So please just take your measurements from your nape to bust, nape to under bust, and nape to waist. So now let's take our nipple to nipple, which I also said is bust point to bust point. So you take your bust point to bust point, it's from one nipple to the other nipple, from one bust point to the other bust point. That's how we take our bust point. And that's why I said your client should wear a firm bra. Make sure that your client wears a bra when taking this measurement. So now we're going to move to our back body length. We have our front body length, now we're moving to our back body length. So back body length also is from that highest point of your shoulder, which we call nape. Nape is N-A-P-E, which we call nape, to our waistline. So one thing is that your front body length is always more than your back body length. Like there's no how your back body length will be more than your front body length, and that's because of our bust. So if you are taking your measurement and you see that your back body length is more than your front body length, you actually measured your client wrong. So it has to be more than your back body length. Please take that into notes. So we have other measurements. We have our back cross shoulder measurements, we have our front cross shoulder measurements and others. So now we're going to take our front cross shoulder measurement. So front cross shoulder is from one shoulder tip, that lowest point of our shoulder, that shoulder tip, to the other shoulder tip across your neckline. That's what we mean by front cross shoulder, from one shoulder tip to the other shoulder tip. Back cross shoulder also, from one shoulder tip to the other shoulder tip. That's back cross shoulder across your neckline. Most people take their shoulder measurements like this, but when we are taking our measurement, our calculations, I'll show you how to go about this with your shoulder length and your back cross shoulder. And also, I said we have other measurements like armhole line, cross armhole line, front cross armhole line, back cross armhole line. So now this dress form does not really have an armhole, but let me just show an illustration of it. So when we're talking about front cross armhole line, it is from that your armhole line, that tip of your armhole. This is across your chest, not across your neckline now. So it's from one tip of the armhole to the other tip of the armhole. I'm just trying to just show us an illustration from one tip of the armhole. You don't have to take all these measurements on your client. Actually, we're going to make the calculations on how to draft our pattern. I'm just showing us all this. So now let's take our shoulder length. Shoulder length is from that center neck, that bone side. That bone side, like I said, some people take from one tip of the shoulder to the other tip of the shoulder, but you can also take it like this. So from that bone to one tip of your shoulder, that's what we call shoulder length. So also we have our neck circumference. Please, if you want to take your client neck circumference, make sure that the tape is not too tight on your client's neck, like it's not choking your clients too much, so that the client will be able to wear the garments well, irrespective of you putting zip or ukanai. Make sure that it is not too tight on your client. So those are like our measurements. Like I said, you don't have to take all this front cross, back cross on your clients. All you need is just front body length, back body length, your basic measurements, which is bust, under bust, nape to waist, and the likes like that. So we'll be making our calculations in our next video. Please subscribe to my channel so you'll be seeing our amazing videos coming up. And please, if you have any questions, please, I'll be in the comments.